Welcome to Wholesale Hotline, where we cover everything to do with wholesale real estate. I'm Jamil Damji.
I'm Brent Daniels.
And I am Morby.
And together we cover the most important parts of wholesale real estate.
Lead generation.
Conversion of sellers into contracts.
And dispositions. Guys, remember when you're watching this show, do us a favor and squad up in the comments.
Make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the YouTube channels and in the Facebook group Wholesale Hotline.
Most important, we want to know we're doing a great job for you and helping you build your business. So go give us a review on iTunes and or Spotify.
So squad up and enjoy the show.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Wholesale Hotline, episode 226. You've got Jamil Damji with me today, myself. It looks like Jamil is definitely not in Phoenix today. It looks like Jamil is... You in Los Angeles or you in Canada?
I'm in Calgary, Alberta. I'm actually like 4-5 hours away from you.
Yeah, man. I'm going to the Calgary Stampede tonight, actually.
Let's go. Look at that.
Just kidding.
You're dressed for it.
Big Fork Rodeo here in about 5-7 minutes. So I'm only going to be hanging out here for a couple of minutes. But as we open up the show, I want to just, I looked at my life today. I look at Jamil's life. Look at this guy. He gets to live in Canada, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Arizona. Depending on what's going on in his life, you never know where he's going to be. Same thing with me. I might be in Montana. I might be bouncing around the world. I might be in Arizona where my main residence is. And we're just so dang lucky that wholesale is the business that changed our lives. I don't know what other business I could be in that is so collaborative, so amazing. I had somebody DM me this morning, Jamil, and they said, why, if your secrets are so good, why would you keep them? Yeah. Why wouldn't you just keep them to yourself? Why would you share? Why would you help all these people? And I said, it's amazing. I have never found another business, and maybe I haven't looked that hard. I imagine there's another business out there similar, but I haven't found one that is so collaborative that the more people that learn the business, the more we all make money.
Right.
More deal finders, more buyers, more agents, more wholesalers, more people that are even, co-wholesaling. People that are like, look, I just want to help you find a buyer. It's amazing how private money lenders, title company, escrow officers, we all make more money the more people that are in this business. And as of today, 15 million homes are vacant. A lot of those are people that just inherited houses that they can't afford. There's currently little over 400,000 houses right now in the United States that are in foreclosure. They're in the foreclosure process. They're about to lose their home. And there's about 2.5 million people in the United States that are underwater on their mortgage.
Right.
And so wholesaling cash deals, fixing and flipping, buying and holding, wholesale creative finance deals, buying and holding, it's just a magical business to be in. And I'm so grateful to be part of it. As we reflected this last 4th of July last week and just cruising around at the freedom that this business has given me, the freedom that it's given to Jamil, wholesaling changed my life forever. And I see there's regulations coming into the industry, which I welcome those regulations. You see Pennsylvania has now outlawed wholesaling the way that we currently describe traditional wholesaling. And the reason I say it that way is because I believe, and this has always been the case, I believe that entrepreneurs will always find a way to serve the customer who needs it the most. And I've done thousands of transactions. Jamil has done many more than I have. And there's never been one seller that I did not serve. And there's never been one seller that should have gone through an agent that went through me instead. It was never a competitive thing. It was never agent or me. It was, is the seller informed on all their possible options? And if so, if I'm the best option, they should go with me.
Right.
And when the agent in the traditional market is the best fit for them, we always push them that way. And so I feel confident in some of the new regulation that's coming out, Pennsylvania, Ohio, some other places, South Carolina. I feel so confident that people will just start doing wholesaling a little bit different. And that's what I wanted to start the show off with today is Wholesaling has been and always will be an amazing business model for people to penetrate, get into, and stay in real estate for a long time. I think what's going to happen in Pennsylvania, for those of you guys that have watched Jerry Norton's YouTube channel and Jerry Norton's Instagram posts, Pennsylvania has now made it so the seller, if you sign a contract with them, even if you disclose everything, even if you disclose you're a licensed agent, it doesn't matter what it is, the seller has the ability to cancel your contract for any reason up to 30 days or when the house closes, whichever one is sooner. And so I think that smart real estate investors are always going to figure out a way to get around that. And here's what I think is going to happen. I think real estate investors are going to start closing on their properties, right? Takedown method is what Jerry calls it, which I call it using gator money. You're going to use a gator is going to come in, close your deal, give you the ability to own that property for a week, maybe two, while you line up and get your buyer lined up. Then that way you're not wholesaling. You're doing what I believe is easier than wholesaling, which is I'm going to run my numbers. I'm going to learn how to comp from Jamil, and I'm going to verify that the number I'm offering this seller is a good number that I can close on. I can pay a little bit of hard money costs and give myself 2 to 3 weeks before my buyer comes in and buys that property from me. They're not buying the contract anymore. I think they're going to buy the property from you. And I still believe that this is still considered the word wholesaling, because you're buying properties at a discount, selling them for a marked up fee. It doesn't matter how you obtained them, whether it's just obtaining the contract and holding that contract for a temporary duration, or if you actually close on that property and resell it. You're still buying it at a wholesale discount price. You're serving the client who needs speed and convenience, and you're turning around and supplying that property to a fix and flipper who will feed their family, and then all the contractors and the agents and the appraisers and all the people that will feed off that transaction as well. So, Jamil, what are your thoughts on the Pennsylvania situations that are popping up? And I think another 10 or 15 states will probably outlaw or ban wholesaling as we traditionally talk about it. What are your thoughts on the way people in Pennsylvania should move forward?
I think that's, first, I 100% agree with you. Wholesaling has changed my entire universe. And I'm so grateful for the model, and I'm so grateful for what we've been able to do here. And for all of you that tune in and are actually being involved in this business model and doing it the appropriate way. And I think what Pace is bringing up here is extremely important, right? Because what's happening right now is an evolution of the business model. This is an evolution, guys. And when you look at anything, any organism that is to survive has to evolve. Anything that is to survive has to evolve. And that's from, this most simple, bacteria to insect to animals to human beings. All of us go through an evolutionary process, and business goes through an evolutionary process. Look at Netflix and Blockbuster. That's an evolution. Right now, did we stop watching entertainment? No. Did we stop watching home entertainment and home movies? Not a chance. We just changed the way that we were watching it. And at the end of the day, it's still playing on our television show, and we're on our television screens, and we're still enjoying watching movies the way that we would watch movies before. It's just delivered to us in a different manner. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen in the wholesaling space. It's going to evolve. And what evolution actually does, if you look at the Darwinian model of it, it's survival of the fittest. And that's exactly what's going to happen in wholesaling. The people who understand their numbers better are going to survive. The people who have connections to private money lenders like Gators are going to survive. The people that know how to communicate and build relationships are going to survive. The people who collaborate with each other and actually do this business in the ethical manner where they care about relationships with people and not an extra $1,000 or $2,000 on a deal and then screwing other people around just because you want to make a couple extra bucks. The ones who care about the relationships are going to survive. And what we're going to have is a better model. We're going to have an upgraded version of what wholesaling was when Pace and I came into it. When Pace and I came into the world of wholesale, guys, it was a cesspool. It was an absolute cesspool. Remember, bro, like it was the dirtiest game that you could be in. Everyone was so slimy. They'd go behind your back and they would steal your, like if you'd send out marketing there'd be 4 people knocking on the door saying, you know, this guy's trying to sell you should let's go to another title company. I'll give you $5,000 more than he did. And let's just go there right now. Like, that's what people would do. And what we've seen is, because of the effort of Pace Morby, because of the effort of Jerry Norton, because of the effort of Brent Daniels, because of the things that I've been doing, we have elevated this business model to an ethical framework. And all of you who have come along with us have done the same thing. You guys have all evolved this business model to do it more ethically, more honestly, more transparently, and in service to other human beings. And that, my friends, is why we will all survive. What Pace is saying is true. The takedown method is going to rule in all of these markets where the regulations are going to come. And if you don't have connections to private money lenders, if you've been looking at the gators and saying, I don't need no EMD loan, if that's the attitude that you've been taking, well, guess what? You've now taken yourself out of the relationship game with all of these people who have access to the tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're going to need to close your deals. So long game, my friends, the long game. Everybody here is your family. Everybody here is a cog in the machine that you are building. And you can't look at people from the perspective of the man who DM'd Pace today and said, if you're so good, why are you giving away your secrets? Because that's not how people evolve and survive. That's not how business evolves and survive. We do it collaboratively. We do it by helping each other. We do it by coming together and making things better. And that's what I truly believe is happening right now.
Yeah, and in the spirit of collaboration and always doing what we've done for the last 4 years on Wholesale Hotline, we've got a fun announcement to make, actually. Jamil and I were on the phone today catching up. We hadn't talked for a couple of weeks. I've been traveling. He's been traveling. And we are running something that is, I think, the coolest event real estate has ever seen. And it's called Community Camp. We ran it last year. It was nearly impossible to get into. This year, it's been thousands of people have been on a waiting list to get into this thing. It's all booked out, all sold out. So there's no spots. And every day people are asking us, how do I get into Community Camp? Can I volunteer? Can I do this? How do I get to Community Camp? And what we're doing at Community Camp is we spend 3 days in Montana right here. One of those days will be here on my property, my little ranchette. And one of the days will be on Jerry. Yeah, they call it a ranchette here. They're like, don't call it a ranch. It's a ranch. That's a ranchette. You got less than 40 acres. That's a ranchette.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Half the people here don't even have cell phones, man. It's a whole nother world. But we'll spend one day here at my property and one day at Jerry Norton's property. And then another day, third day, will be a scavenger hunt all throughout Glacier National Park, which is just epic. And it's a lot less about real estate, and it's way more about what real estate really is, which is connecting with human beings and developing relationships with high-level people. Every one of the people that are coming to Community Camp has done deals. Most of them have done multi-million-dollar revenue in their lives as a real estate investor. And so it's an amazing group of people to be around. And so what we decided to do was go out to the world, go out to Wholesale Hotline, go to my podcast, Get Creative, go to Jamil's lives, his Mindset Lives. And we're going to try and find somebody that is really struggling out there. Somebody who is, wholesale could change their life. One rental could change their life. Maybe us helping them find a house to live in could change their life. But more importantly, getting around the right people would change their life overnight. I had a guy, incredibly fit dude on Instagram, reach out to me. He was the guy that said, well, if this is such a great business, then why do you give it all away? I'm like, do you not watch all my YouTube videos with all the people I do deals with, and I name them? You can call them, you can reach out to them. I give out the addresses. Like, there's just never enough for some person that's going through something, right? The world is against them. Everything's against them. They were born in the wrong family. They were born in the wrong city. Nobody wanted to help them, etc. Well, Jamil and I, over the last, 4 or 5 years running Wholesale Hotline, have helped hundreds of people with all sorts of crazy things. And this summer, we want to find one spot to squeeze somebody into Community Camp, invite them out. We'll pay for their flight. We'll pay for their hotel. We want them to come out to Community Camp and network with some of the highest level real estate investors this industry has ever seen. And so here's what we're going to be doing tonight. Okay. We're going to be giving away one spot to Community Camp next Monday. And we are going to give you guys some instructions right now, and then I'm out. I'm going to the rodeo. The girls are sitting in the truck waiting for me.
All the guys that are saying, how do I do this? Pay attention to what Pace is saying right now. These instructions, if you get them wrong, they're going to disqualify you. So pay attention. All right.
So we've got an email, and you're going to ask me what the email is multiple times. So I'm going to put it on the screen. It is Jamil and Pace.
No, I think it's Pace and Jamil love you, right?
Oh, did he change it? Okay, it's Pace and Jamil love you.
Yeah. Here, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Pace and Jamil love you at gmail.com.
Pace and Jamil love you at gmail.com. Okay. Now, what we want you to do is we want you to make a video less than a minute long, and we want you to send that video to Pace and Jamil love you at gmail.com. And we want to hear about what you're dealing with. We want to hear about what struggles you're facing. We want to hear about your personal life. We want to hear about maybe something that happened to you in your life that's maybe been holding you back, some trauma, some weight on your shoulder, some ball and some chain, something that we, Jamil and I, and our community at Community Camp can obliterate, right? Something that we can help you with. Tell us about it. Say, I'm stuck. This is where I'm at. I'm sleeping. We had somebody, Jamil was inspired by this. This was Jamil's idea. He had somebody that was sleeping in their car for a long duration. They'd make a little bit of money. They'd get a hotel to stay in. They're trying to constantly pay their mom's bills and all this kind of stuff. And it's interesting to hear their backstory and what they're struggling with and how easy it is for Jamil and I to either A, solve it ourselves, or B, find somebody in the community that can solve that. So we want to know what your ailments are, your issues, your challenges, your struggles, the things that are holding you back. And we want to know, what would it mean to you if you could network with some of the highest level real estate investors, and more importantly, the biggest go-givers this real estate industry has ever seen. They all converge in Montana in a couple of weeks. The dates are July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So it's coming up really, really quickly.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take submissions, and we're going to talk about this next week on Wholesale Hotline, and we're going to announce the winner on Wholesale Hotline next Monday. So you have all the way up until Monday next week, okay, before Wholesale Hotline to make your submissions. And if you know somebody, okay, more importantly, if you know somebody in your world that is struggling and they're going through it, have them email Pace and Jamil love you at gmail.com. And we're going to be inviting you. We're going to pay for your flight, your hotel. We're going to take care of you. And you're going to meet a little over 250 real estate investors while doing activities together, scavenger hunts, barn dances, line dances, boating, jet skiing, fishing, doing all the things up in Montana, and really rubbing shoulders with people on a personal level. This isn't a seminar where you're sitting there looking at us. This is a camp. This is a community camp where we all commune, we hang out, and we really dig deep. Okay. So we're going to be doing that this week. Next week, Wholesale Hotline, 5 p.m. PST, Pace and Jamil love you at gmail.com. Bobby Canode, who will be handling the back end of that, we got to give him some love. He's the one that set up the email, and he's going to be looking at all that stuff. So Pace and Jamil love you at gmail.com. Set that up, email that over. Jamil,
love you, bro. Enjoy the rodeo.
Hotline is yours, brother. I love you.
Take care. Enjoy. Later, bro.
Okay, guys, I'm off to the rodeo. I'll see you guys next week for Wholesale Hotline. Jamil's going to do some Q&A out of the side chat today. We will see you guys next week.
Love it. Love you, bro. What's up? How you doing, family? Always good to see you all. Okay, so put your questions in the chat because I'm happy to help any way that I can. Whoever is running back house, if you can put the screen so that I can see the questions or whatever. I'm on the screen. It's too big right now. So hey,
what if we invited some people to come up and ask a question?
Yeah, throw the link in the chat and away we go. Oh wow, hey Bobby, look at you. Good to see you, man.
What do you mean with seeing the thing?
No, I wanted it this way because it's just too big. My face was too big. Yeah.
I think when it's just one person, you have to fill up the whole screen.
Okay, cool. Then I guess my big head is gonna do it.
Be like this.
Ew, brother.
Brother. So just put the link in the chat. Anybody is welcome to hop on and be on the Wholesale Hotline.
So Bobby, are you hanging out then? Because I don't have the right link. I can't.
Yeah, I know. I figured as much. That's why I'm hanging out.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm hanging out. We in the show.
Thank you, homie.
What do we
Thank
got
you.
here? Not that one. This one. Land trust and pocket deed for due
Oh.
on subto. That's some subto stuff.
Yeah, that's a great question for Pace Morby, my friend. So I'm going to pass on. I'm going to pass on that one for him. He's doing this podcast, Get Creative, tonight, so you can ask him that question there. Elijah Smith said, any hard money lenders you recommend for first-time flippers? Absolutely. So Elijah, it really depends on the market that you're in. Now, if you're in Arizona, there's some incredible hard money lenders here that'll go up to like 90% LTV. That's 90% of your loan to value. And that's one of my favorites is Capital Fund One. That's an Arizona-based lender. But if you're looking for a national lender, Kiavi, Kiavi, Kiavi is a phenomenal hard money lender. And you can reach out to them. You can let them know that I sent you. You'll get white glove service from them. But they're absolutely really, really, really like they're transparent. They're honest. They're good. They're good hard money lenders. So I would reach out to them.
Perfect. We have our first victim.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy. What's up, Nathan Harris?
What's up? I'm inside, so you don't get the cool background. Otherwise, it would be way too dark.
Yeah.
Good
How
to
does it
see
work?
you.
Aren't you in the same time zone as us? You're in Mexico, right? Or are you on the East Coast?
No, I'm in Ecuador now, and
Oh.
it is 7:22 p.m. right now for me.
Okay, Ecuadorian brother.
Thank you. Cape Coral is next, so on the 15th, I'll be closer to you guys.
Good for you.
Hey, Jamil. So, also, Bobby, love you, bro. Thank you for being on here. Glad to see your face.
Hello.
Nice shirt.
Love you too.
His shirt actually has a great story behind it. I'll let him tell you, but yeah, he paid like $3 for it, and it's worth like 300 or something.
Wow.
Thrift game strong.
Yeah, he rocked it.
It's Italian, 100% linen. Enough about me though.
What's up, Nathan?
Hey, Jamil. So I really want to have more dispo wholesalers on my list, but I'm concerned about the dynamic between these dispo wholesalers. So, for example, I opened it up a while ago to just like letting everybody have a crack at my deals, but then I'd have some people that would just ask me really dumb questions like, "What's the asking price?" when it's on the deal text, as well as people posting them in Facebook groups and just doing things that are undesirable. So I wanted to ask you, how can I scale my dispo wholesalers list, or is it even a good idea to scale my dispo wholesalers list without having to deal with a bunch of non-beneficial conversations?
Yeah, so here's my opinion on it, right? And hopefully I'll give you a little bit of a different perspective. Mm-hmm. So, do you remember the last time you asked a dumb question? You've asked them, and I can tell you because you've asked them to me. And I'm only saying this because look at where you've come. Mm-hmm. Look at what you've done, right? You're phenomenal. You're doing great. You're making money. You're traveling the world. You're doing deals, brother. Those really dumb questions that people ask you, the behind the screen of that is you, is me, is somebody that could be the next John Galland, the next Nathan Harris, the next Pace Morby. And I don't disqualify anybody based on the, how new their question is or anything like that. Right. And now the thing about it, right, is if they ask a question that they could have seen from the email, I've also, brother, I consider myself an intelligent man, right? But I have people have sent me something before, and Bobby does it all the time. He'll send me something, and I'll be like, "Where's the thing?" And it'll be right in front of my dumb face. If I looked a little bit closer, I would have seen the question that I'm asking for. Mm-hmm. And so the reason that I'm saying this to you is I don't want you to disqualify people. I think that's not our job, right? What will disqualify them is their own inactivity. What's going to disqualify them is they ask you a question and they do nothing with the answer. Let that disqualify them. What you need to do is always be available, always be open to say, hey, I'm answering newbie questions. I'm answering obvious questions. I want to help you. I'm Nathan Harris. I'm the guy who is always on your side. I want to see you grow and win. Might never have done a deal today, and in a year you'll have done 100 deals like John Galan. And I want to make sure that you remember who was kind to you when you were first getting started. And so that's, in my opinion, brother, you've got to answer those questions and that energy, right? Because there's going to be lots of people who fall off. There's going to be lots of people who do nothing with what you share with them. And that's also okay. But the ones who do, the ones who actually get after it and make it happen, bro, those people are going to love you. They're going to be like, Nathan's my dog. Look at the relationship I have with Pace, right? Like at the end of the day, no matter where he goes, no matter where I go, the two of us are always going to look at each other and say, thank you. Right? Because we've helped each other. We've loved on each other from the beginning. And you can be that for somebody. So that's how I think you should approach these guys that are asking questions that are obvious, have obvious answers. And you really want to be able to push these people through so that they can get to the next spot. Because at the end of the day, dude, they're just you. They're just you in another body.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jamil. You know, you helped bring me to the realization that I'm just being a little bit impatient. So having patience is very important for those newer people. So thank you for that.
Yeah. I mean, and you look, you know, you've seen it, right? You've seen it on the calls. I mean, I know you've probably thought to yourself when I've answered the same question for the 500th or 600th time, which you've seen. Mm-hmm. You've seen me answer the same question. Does it ever, when I answer the question for the 500th or 600th time, does it ever feel like I'm answering it for the 600th time? Or am I answering it to that person like it's the first time I've answered that question?
A lot of energy. I'm sure you've answered this question before with the same love and enthusiasm.
It's actually no. I mean, I kind of in that way, but I really appreciate your transparency and like just getting to it. The thing about it, right, is that I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to really, really optimize your time, which bless you for it. But the help that you give to other people, look at how many people are saying you're helpful here, bro.
Thank you,
like
guys.
You the chat is blowing up with praise for Nathan, right? These are the people that you've already see. Now, how many of these guys were new? And what if you had turned and not responded to one of these people who have this much love for you that you're building in the chat? What if you hadn't responded to one of them because you were like, your answer's right in front of you on the email?
Oh no, I did that to one person, and that's why I'm asking you, because I ignored one person because they asked me an obvious question, and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
It's okay. Hey, bro, there's always there, and you know what would even be the cooler answer for you to send to that person now and say, hey, you know what? I almost ignored this because the answer was right in there, but here's the answer.
Ooh,
I hope we can do some business together. Like, okay, cool. Let's get it. You know, the guy will probably read that, or the lady will read that and say, oh shoot, he's right. It is right in front of my face.
All right. It's to learn, especially as a newbie, like if it's Googleable or it's obvious, maybe take a second crack at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
But great question, brother. Yeah, and look, see, there's so much love for you, man. There's just so, and all the people that are saying like, dude, this guy is helpful. This guy is awesome. This guy takes care of us. This guy is first to answer my call. Like this is your energy. This is what you're putting out in the world, right? So responding to those emails is on brand for you, not off brand.
Beautiful.
Yes.
There you are.
Thank you for your patience, Jamil. Thank you for taking
Love
so
you,
much
dude.
time with all the people starting out. I'm very grateful for you.
Back at you, homie.
All right. I'm excited. Good to see you, Nathan. Okay. So I'm excited because I've seen Joel's picture in the chat, but I never knew it was this. I didn't know it was him. Hi, Joel.
Look at this guy. Look at this handsome dude. What's up, Joel?
I've seen your comments so many times. I didn't know this was you. That's cool.
Doing great.
How you doing, handsome?
I'm glad to see your face. It's been a long time since we got to talk to like this, since happy hour.
Yeah, good to see you, dude.
Yep. So I'll get to the point. I think I sent you a DM today earlier, right? It was what was that thing? It was on attachment, right? Doing things without having an attachment to the outcome. So
Mm.
lately it's like you're craving for that you're really like hoping for this. You're like, I want to put all my things into this, but then you're like, oh man, the outcome. I'm like, I want to get this, but then like, and then you suddenly become stagnant and like frozen because you're scared. So like on talking about agents, for example, right? So lately I've been trying to like make everything happen at once, but then like nothing happens at all. Like I'm jumped between dispositions, connecting with people. Then again, I jumped back to agents. So like last year, exactly at this time, Pace was like, start making 5 calls daily, and keep doing it with agents. But then lately, so I did that for like a good amount of time. Then it suddenly stopped because like I started developing some type of fear. I don't know what it was. Like then like it completely like fell out of it. So I'm just trying to like get back at these things and get better at it. So I want your
Okay.
advice
Well,
on this.
yeah, great question, Joel. And it's here's the hard part about my answer is what you're experiencing is human, right? And so the thing every one of us have it. Every one of us, we put investment into an outcome, and it's just the nature of how we rock. And why we do that is because our brains are trained to want to conserve energy. And so it's saying to you, hey, if this thing doesn't happen, then stop wasting calories on doing this. Right. And that's what our brain is trying to tell us. Here's the issue with that is that everything you do, you're going to suck at in the beginning. Nothing you do, you're going to be like a master at right out the gate. You're going to need to learn. You're going to need to learn the rules. You're going to need to learn the moves. You're going to need to learn the techniques. You're going to need to learn strategy, all of these things from sport to business. It's the same thing. Relationships, same thing. So here's what I've really taken to heart, and I've made this how I operate. If you can't find joy in the doing of the thing, then the thing isn't for you.
Gotcha.
If you can't find joy in the doing of the thing, then the thing isn't for you, right? And so what you have to do, Joel, is you got to say, I like connecting with people. I like talking about real estate. I like analyzing deals. I like doing these specific things. And so I'll do this whether or not I get a deal or not, because I enjoy having these conversations. I enjoy building these relationships. So for me, what I think, well, at least what I do is I find joy in the doing. I find joy in the actual process. And that's what makes me happy. Now, the end result, if it spits out money at me, what a blessing. But I really like real estate. I really like, if you've ever seen when Bobby and I travel, he'll have his camera over my shoulder. Yeah, I have no idea he's filming me. I'm comping a house, sitting in an airport, just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Why am I doing this? Because I like it. I enjoy it, and I enjoy helping people. I enjoy giving people the number. It's my jam, right? So you got to get yourself to a point where you enjoy the process. You're enjoying building the relationships. You're enjoying this game of real estate. And when you start to actually enjoy it, Joel, you'll see that the result you're looking for will get to you so much faster, because it's that energy of the joy that's going to attract the positive result to you, not the other way around.
Makes sense. Gotcha.
Bobby, when you started riding bicycles, could you do any of the tricks right out the gate?
Imagine that, just hopping on something and being really good. You got to go through it.
You got to go through
Man,
it.
it takes a while too.
It does, right? How many times did you eat poo when you were learning BMX?
I tell you what, I ate shit a whole lot. I'll tell
Right?
you that. Yeah.
So Joel, and Bobby, can I ask you, how many days did you have fear?
A tremendous amount.
Yeah. And then what did you do? You pushed through it.
Yeah. Or I just switched to become a filmer. But the general idea is you push through the fear if you want to land the trick.
Yeah. And that's it, dude.
Gotcha.
Like you're gonna
So
push.
just
You got to
push
push
the
through it.
fear.
Yeah.
Robin heard my story earlier. I was explaining to Effie how I broke my tailbone riding my bike. That was a fun one.
Sometimes you got to break your butt. But I'm telling you, Joel,
So
and you know,
soon-
one of the most beautiful things is really, really like is like when you do something good and you realize that, oh wow, I've done something good here. I've comped a house and I got the number right. Or I had a conversation with a real estate agent today and he really connected with me. And I feel like I made a new relationship. I feel like I made a new friend. That's good, right? And when you stack up these things that are good, at the end of the day, bro, deal or no deal, you're going to feel accomplished. You're going to feel like you got something done. That's the feeling, bro. That's the feeling you need to be chasing.
because last year something similar did happen. Like an agent or like a few agents, they're like last year when I was doing calls, I came across a lot of investor agents, just like a couple in a row. So a lot of relationships were made.
But there you go. And that's, I mean, think about it, right? Like none of them remember you because you haven't followed up with those people.
Exactly. I haven't followed up a single one.
Right.
Or an offer.
And how do you think I know that?
I haven't made a single offer.
So, and it's okay, dude. Don't beat yourself up. But what you can do is tomorrow you do the dang thing. Tomorrow you say, you know what? I made all these relationships. I started all these conversations. I'm gonna actually honor these conversations. I'm gonna do the thing I said I was gonna do.
Agreed.
And here's I'm gonna say this last analogy. I'm gonna give you this last analogy, and then hopefully it sinks in. Do you have a girlfriend, Joel, or boyfriend?
I'm straight, so no girlfriend yet. Hopefully, one day soon.
Listen, it's 2024. I gotta ask the question. I gotta ask. And so you're single, but do you do online dating at all?
No.
Okay. Not. You've never done it? Okay. So have you dated a girl before?
Answering these questions on live. No. Okay. Not at the moment.
Okay. So here's, and look, you got girls in the chat saying, look at that handsome man. So anyhow, there you go. So Joel, why I ask, right, is that when you're, and the analogy might be lost on you, but here's the thing. When you're first starting to talk to somebody and you're becoming friendly and you might want to ask them out on a date, the first question out the gate is not going to be like, hey, when are we sleeping together? And you ain't, and that's, and if it's the right one, it's not happening on the first date. So
Agreed.
Everything good takes time. It takes time. It takes conversation. It takes nuance. It takes follow-up. It takes, you know what I'm saying? You gotta play your hand, and you gotta do it with finesse. You gotta do it with some game. And all of these things, all these relationships, they take time, and they take you stepping up and following through on your word.
Agreed.
There you go, bro. You got this, my
Let's
man.
Go.
And in that,
good to see you, Joel.
Since we kind of brought this up, like, agreed.
You got a quick one?
Oh, you're good. You're good.
All right.
Let's keep it popping.
We got Tyson and Julian on deck. Here's Tyson.
Hey, Jamil, Bobby.
How you doing?
Good, brother. I appreciate your help every time you help me comp, even though I'm in Hawaii. I know it's tough. Some of the stuff just doesn't make sense.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it.
I appreciate you guys. I'm looking to go virtual. I mean, I have the mind that, you know what, I don't need to just hold myself back and not see what's out there, because there's a lot out there. I have the time. So I'm just ready to do it. I guess, you know, I'm really trying to understand if there's anything that you see or that you would suggest to anyone that's just starting to branch out, what they should be focused on or try not to focus on early on
when they're going virtual?
Exactly.
I love the question. All right. So virtual wholesaling, almost my entire business is virtual. Yes, I do deals in Phoenix and I have an office in Phoenix, but my head office is in Phoenix and we're also doing deals in Florida. We're doing deals in Texas. We do deals actually all over the country virtually from our office in Phoenix, right? So being in a market physically really isn't important. You have to, A, have access to an internet connection, which I know you do. You have to, B, have access to this magical device called a cell phone, which I know you do. And then C, you have to learn the market that you're going to work in, right? You got to you got to go in there and do some research and you got to understand. So picking the right market is important. Now, Tyson, here are some of the things that I say are really key metrics to keep in mind in choosing a market. I'm never going to go into a market that's going to have less than a population of 500,000. Okay. 500,000 people is a minimum for me. Number two, I'm going to try to pick a market that's ultra competitive. I know it might seem counterintuitive to you. You might feel like, wait, hold on a second. I want to try to go into a market where maybe there's less people. That's actually
more action.
There you go. Right. So the more competitive the market, the more buyers there are, the more co-wholesalers there are, the more JV opportunities there are, right? So I actually thrive in competitive markets because that gives me a chance to collaborate with more people, right? And then the third thing I want you to keep in mind is don't go in trying to do all the things, right? You have to stay focused on one specific strategy when you're going into a new market because you'll spread yourself thin. One of the best ways to become somebody in a new market is collaborating. So let's just say that acquisitions is your primary focus. Phenomenal. If acquisitions is your primary focus, then now we know there's a couple of ways or a few ways you can do acquisitions. You can go direct to seller. You could go direct to agent. You could go co-wholesale JV, right? So you've got these different strategies that you could go on the MLS. And so choose one or two of those strategies and go in them. I would say one of them should be relationship-based.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm still getting over this cough, but one of these should be relationship based. So that would be like co-wholesale JV or agent outreach. Those are both relationship based. And then the other one should be more of a I'm planting seeds to see what transpires. Now, here's the beautiful thing. When you do MLS offers, those are deals where people say, hey, I want to sell right now. You just got to get through the negotiation part, right? So on-market MLS deals are very ripe fruit for the picking. Co-wholesale deals, very ripe fruit for the picking. So go in with a strategy of saying, okay, my key is to gain as many relationships as I can, and I'm going to focus on one or two of these main acquisition strategies, and then I'm going to let the dispo part become a JV situation. I'm gonna work with other people on dispo so that I can gain some new relationships and test out different dispo people. Again, one of the greater ways for you to actually become known in the market is by saying, okay, well, maybe I'll sell a deal through Keighley this time. Maybe next time I sell a deal through New Western. Maybe next time I sell a deal through another dispo wholesaler. I want to get to know as many people as I can because I want to be known in the market as somebody who's doing things, right?
Exactly.
And then last thing that I would say is try to get to a local meetup at least once or twice a year so that you can be there. You can solidify yourself. People can know you're real. They can say, oh, there's that Tyson dude. Yeah, he's a cool guy. And for me, if you do those things, you're going to do great. Look at Swayam, right? Swayam is here. This guy is incredible. 18-year-old guy. He started in Astro when he was like 16, I think. This guy's doing deals from India, bro. He's killing it.
Congrats, brother.
He's killing it, right? He's super virtual. Not only is he virtual, but I'm gonna let you in on another thing. But he's got an Indian accent, right?
Okay.
Doesn't hinder him one bit. It doesn't stop him one bit. He's as confident as he could possibly be on these calls.
Nice.
He's connecting with these real estate agents and he's smashing deals. He's
Nice.
getting it done.
Congrats,
So the accent didn't cause anything. The time difference didn't cause him anything. The being virtual didn't cause him anything. He's killing it. So, he's proof in the pudding there, right for you.
Okay. I like proof. I like pudding.
There you go.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Of course,
I
brother.
love
Good to see
pudding.
you.
Let's
love
go.
pudding.
Especially if it's
Love-
banana pudding.
Love pudding.
All right, Tyson, thank you. Here, next up, we got Julian. What up,
Hey, how
though?
you
Another
doing?
one I recognize, but forgot your name when I see you in person. Hi, Julian. What's up?
What's up,
Hi,
dude?
how you doing?
Really good, brother. How are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to see you again, and good to see you guys. Thank you for the time. So I had a question about JVing and future partners. Um, I've had a couple properties that I've been trying to get the Morby method under contract, and have not been successful with fully committing to the contract, just because I didn't want to waste the seller's time or the realtor's time. And I'm having trouble with either presenting the deal as something that would work as a JV long term, to where I could help refinance a partner, or just even cash flow wise. I'm trying to understand, is there a better way that I could probably present these properties, or try to figure out a better way to communicate to just appeal to it? Is it like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's been kind of hard to find someone who's wanting to actually do deals and make rental properties.
Okay, so now forgive me because I'm not as well versed in the Morby method because I'm not a Morby, but the my understanding of it, and if I get this wrong, correct me. But this is where you're going to bring private money to the table, right? And the seller is going to keep some of their equity in the property. And then at some point, you're going to get that seller out through new financing. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so you are struggling with how to present that to who? The sellers or potential JV partners?
To potential JV partners. I've gotten down packed how to converse with the realtors and sellers alike. It's just more so providing the information, or even just growing a partnership with the partner.
Well, one of the things that you should do is connect with as many gators as possible, because your private money lender community is going to be who your JV partners are going to be. And I can tell you that there's a ton of gators out there hungry for deals, right? These guys, I mean, their business model is partnering as a financial partner for your real estate deals. And there's thousands of them, my friend. There's thousands of them. Hey, all the gators in the chat right now, show yourselves. I'm, and you guys know how to do it, right? So watch the chat. In a couple of minutes, this chat's going to have alligators, just alligators. Okay. Now, here's the thing. What they're interested in is two pieces. They're interested in the deal. Do the deal metrics make sense, right? Do the numbers make sense? Are you going to be able to provide an actual return? Because they're dealing with typically some expensive money. Their money is not free either, right? Because they're arbitraging funds. And so you have to look at all those gators, bro. You have to bring a good deal that makes amazing sense, right? And you got to present the deal in a way so it's not what you're really wanting to do is, if you figured out how to present it to a seller, then you got to say, okay, well, what's the ROI going to be? What's the return going to be for my gator? How quickly am I going to get them out of the deal? That's what they care about. So if you can find out, because those are the two things that they care most about, is what's my return on capital going to be, and how fast am I going to get my capital back with my return? And if you can give those two pieces of information to them out the gate, hey, friend, I'm going to need $100,000 and I'm planning to return you $130,000 in 1 year. Here's how I plan to do it. That will get you in the door, into a deal, in a conversation, because you've laid out exactly what they want to hear right out the gate. And then you're going to show them the deal and prove to them how you're going to give them 130 back on their 100. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's it. That's how you present it. You just got to talk. You got to talk dirty to them. And what they want to hear is how much you need. What's my return? How fast you going to give it to me? That's it. You get that figured out. And bro, You're gonna crush this. You're gonna kill it.
Thank you.
Hey,
Anytime.
dude, it's crazy how many gators are in here.
It's crazy. It's so many gators, bro. So
All
many
right.
gators.
Next up, we got Edwin. He said he didn't have a question but I said he'll figure one out. Let's go.
Awesome.
Bobby, I told you I don't have a question, but I want to take this opportunity to give Jamil his flowers. You're awesome. I
Thank
get so
you,
much
dude.
knowledge and wisdom, and just love the community. I finally connected with Brandon. I've been, but I've been on since episode 1. Oh,
wow.
Tell Brent I love the gift, but I'm not going to wear a white hat. I'm not, but thank you very much. So I've been on since episode 1.
Hey, do me a favor. You want a Compton hat?
I'll wear it. Is it black?
It's black.
Okay, I just can't do white. I'm not like.
Hey, Bobby, get this man a Compton hat.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
But no, I do have a.
Send me a DM with your mailing address, and we'll send you out a Compton hat.
Will do. Appreciate it. But no, don't have a
That's
question.
it.
Bob, I told you.
Well, Edwin, it's great to meet you. Great to talk to you, dude. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the love. So you've been watching Wholesale Hotline from the days of when Pace and I had our cell phone and we put the little microphone up to it and we were like, y'all were calling in?
No, I had to thank you for correcting me. I've been watching since like the trio, because I've been following Brent. Brent's my favorite. All you guys are my favorite, but
Brent's a favorite. Let's go.
That's great.
Brent's not here right now.
Listen, but I found out about wholesaling in 2013.
Yep.
Made my first little bit of money in 21 through another company. I was their act guy. They fired me. Don't want to talk about it. And just been, just mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. So I don't have a question. I just like to learn, and I just need to focus on mindset. That's why, I get a lot from you,
Yeah, have you been tuning into my Sunday mindset calls at 1:00?
Oh, I haven't.
Bro. Okay, every Sunday on my YouTube channel, and this is an open invitation to everybody who's watching this. It doesn't matter whose channel you're on right now. Every Sunday at 1:00, I talk about a topic, mindset related, that I'm dealing with or that I struggle with in my business or in my life, and I speak about it openly, transparently, honestly. I don't come from the perspective of, I'm, this is where I am now, so you got to do that. Like, I'm actually in the mud with you, talking about it from the perspective of this is because, bro, we're all growing and we all learn, right?
Absolutely.
And these are subjects that I do a ton of research on, and I actually implement these practices into my life. So I'd love to see you on a Sunday call, dude. Come show up to that. It's Sunday at 1:00 PST on my YouTube channel.
I haven't seen it yet, and I don't want to take up too much time, but I'm also like, when it comes to mindset, is also about like awareness, self-discovery, vices, things like that. So, but it can all drift over into real estate and into your personal life and to everything else. So, thank you again. You guys are awesome.
You're awesome too.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Edwin.
What a cool dude.
All right, we got another guest, Richard. Where is your camera, sir? Oh yeah, he had a messed up connection. He's been trying to for a while now to get back here. So maybe he's connected, maybe he's not. Either way, you're muted, Richard. So I'm gonna put you backstage for now, and then if you get it back going, we'll bring you back up.
While we're waiting for somebody, is there still people back there?
No, he will be the last one. I have questions in the chat that I can ask you.
Well, I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday today, right now, if possible. So, guys, I just in the chat, if you've ever thought, I feel like I've lived a really incredible life. I've seen some things. I've got some knowledge. There's things that I've learned in my life that I wish I could share with people, and I wish I could write a book about it. If you've ever felt like there's a book inside of you, just do me a favor and write book in the chat. I just want to see how many of you have ever felt like there's a book inside of you. And I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but there's a book in everybody. That everybody has a book in them. But if you've ever felt like that you have a book in you, just write book in the chat, because I want to see how many of you guys actually feel like you have a book in you. Amazing. Look at this.
We
right?
got some books.
So many of you. Okay. Now, one of the hardest parts about a book, right, is sitting down and writing the book. I know that because I wrote one. This guy right here, I wrote this book, right? And I actually didn't hire a ghostwriter to write this book. I wrote it myself. Sat down and I tried to hire a ghostwriter, and to be straight up with you, I tried to hire a ghostwriter and I paid them $50,000 to write this book for me. And you want to know what I got back? Trash. It wasn't in my voice. It wasn't good. It was a waste of money. And I deleted it. And I sat down and I wrote the book myself. Okay. That's what happened. Now, recently I have looked at this technology because I'm writing a new book. You guys might know I'm writing a new book called The Energy of Money. And I need help with getting the book out. I know the outline. I know the concepts that I'm going to be talking about, but like sitting down and doing this again, God help me. I just don't have enough Adderall to do it. Like I don't, right? It's too much. It's too hard to like just sit there and do it. And I found my solution. And so if you want to learn about what my solution is on how I'm getting my new book written, then Bobby's going to put a link in the chat. Come join me on Wednesday, because on Wednesday, I'm going to show you how we can get that book that all of you said is inside of you, out of you and into the world. Now, what's super important about that is when you look at like a book like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Robert Kiyosaki apparently wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, let me let you guys in on a little secret. He didn't write Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was a ghostwriter. He didn't write that book. That broke my heart when I found out that he didn't write that book, but he didn't write that book. A ghostwriter wrote that book. Okay. So knowing that Robert Kiyosaki didn't write that, do you know how many hundreds of millions of dollars Robert Kiyosaki made off a book he didn't write? Just saying. Hundreds of millions of dollars, established himself as the credible authority in real estate investing and on a book that he never wrote. Straight up. So yeah, that's the power of what a book can do for you. Now, let's just say, for instance, you're a Gator lender and you're like, hey, I want to tell people how you can use private money to make, or how I can invest in your real estate deals. Like, I want to write a book about how I can invest in your real estate deals, how I can be your private money lender and change the whole game for you. If you're a Gator lender, that could be an amazing book for you to send to people and say, hey, you want to learn how I can help you start your real estate business using my money? Read my ebook. Read my book. And you could send them that book and they could read it. And now you would be established as a private money lender authority in their world, right? But the problem is you don't have a book. Or let's just say you're a creative finance investor and you're like, hey, I want to do this deal and I want to show you how you can do this deal, but I don't have the time to explain it to you. So I'm going to send you my ebook so you can figure it out. You know, that establishes you as the what? As the authority in that subject matter. And now that person wants to do business with you. So anyways, Wednesday, guys, come join me. I'm going to show you how you can pull that book out of you. That's enough.
I'm excited. It's going to be cool. I saw in the chat. Sounds like AI. And yeah. And I asked the guy, I was like, why couldn't I just use ChatGPT? And then he explained it. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty excited to see.
It's not Chat GPT.
It's going to be a good session.
It's pretty dang good. So yeah, come learn, come have fun with me on Wednesday. It'll be dope.
So you know what? Real quick, let's do one question that was written, and then we're going to get to Richard because he fixed his thing, and then we got Ginger. So Trent asked towards the beginning, he said, what are your thoughts on cold calling houses to see if they are willing to do a deal without an agent? I got it. That's called going direct to seller, and it's fairly common, and it's good to do.
Correct.
All right, cool. Here's Richard.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey. Oh, yes, I can. How you doing?
Awesome.
Bro?
Good. How you doing, man?
Awesome.
That's
great.
awesome. I had a question. I was listening to a podcast of Pace's earlier today, back from the 22nd. It was his Unlocking Real Estate Secrets to get from like 0 to 10K. And my biggest question was that he talks about in the beginning, like finding, I think it's on Privy, to find like a fix and flipper. And then go, I think on Keegly, he said to kind of find the properties and try to connect them together and everything. My question, because me and my wife were newly gators. We just started up last week. So
Awesome.
my goal is to try to get out of the 2 jobs that I'm working so I could just focus on this full time. And I'm trying to see if there's a way to, I guess you could say, protect myself from if I find a fix and flipper, but then I find the property that matches what he's looking for. And then, how would I guess you could say, go about it to make sure that he just doesn't take the property. And then I'm like, I just introduced him to a deal and now I'm screwed. And I don't get like a connector fee or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Great question. Right. So here's how you do it. You send him the deal. You be the go-between, right? So let's just say, for instance, you talk to Keegley. What market are you in, by the way?
I'm in Phoenix.
Okay, so you're in Phoenix. So we've got buku deals in Phoenix, Arizona, right?
Awesome.
So you connect with somebody, or you go onto the Keegley website, or I'll connect you with somebody on my team so you can get the deal texts.
Okay.
So they'll actually, and then the deal text you can just copy and paste it right now. But here, listen to this.
Okay.
You got to change the price because you need to add your fee on top of it, right? So you're going to change the price by adding your fee on top, and then you just send that to the buyer. Now the buyer is going to say, okay, if they like it, they'll say, hey, how do I get in? Then you text my guy and say, can we get access? And he'll say, sure. What time? Then you ask the buyer, what time? And he'll say 4 o'clock. And then you'll say 4 o'clock, and he'll say, sure. And then at 4 o'clock, your ass gets in a car and drives to the house and is at the property to make sure this guy can get in, that he gets to see the house. And then if he likes it and he says, hey, I'll take it, say, cool, I'll send you the paperwork when I get home. And that's it, bro.
Okay. All right. I guess I was definitely overthinking it.
That's it. It's simple. I'm telling you, man, so many people have made tens of thousands of dollars in that exact strategy. Just that. They just micro flip other people's deals. They connect with good wholesalers that have good deals, and then they go off and they find buyers, just like the way that Pace told you. Go into Privy, go find somebody who's a fix and flipper, give them a call. So here's the thing. Privy will only tell you the name of the company, right?
Okay.
And so you're going to need to skip trace that company. So here's what you do. You go to opencorporates.com, and that's going to tell you who the owner of that company is.
Okay.
Then you're going to go to truepeoplesearch.com, and you're going to skip trace that man's name or that woman's name, and you're going to get their cell phone number, and you're going to call them directly. Okay. So that's how you're going to get their number. And you're going to say, hey, bro, I found out that I just saw the house that you listed, or I just seen that you're a fix and flipper in Phoenix, Arizona. Are you looking for another great deal? And anybody who's in the business of fixing and flipping houses is going to say, yeah. They say, cool. Well, I'm a wholesaler and I get really great deals. Is it okay if I start sending you some on your phone here? He'll say, sure. Say, okay, great. I'll just text them to you as they come in. Boom.
Oh, wow. Okay. Dang, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course.
That was big.
Hell yeah. That sounds great, dude. Good luck, Richard.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Anytime.
All right. Let's go, Ginger.
Hey, how you doing, Ginger? Good to see you.
Good evening. Good evening. Hi, everybody. I want to know what your favorite tools are for pre-foreclosures.
Okay, so my favorite tools for pre-foreclosures are going to typically be a really good list, right? I want to make sure that I've got a fresh data list. So where are you pulling your pre-foreclosure lists right now?
I have PropStream and I have Privy.
Okay, so PropStream is pretty good for pre-foreclosure, so that's a great one. I don't know that you're necessarily going to get the best stuff on Privy for pre-foreclosure, so I think PropStream's probably your best bet for pre-foreclosure. See, Privy they're great, but they're like off-market data, not necessarily the best, right? They have a strong suit on MLS stuff. They got a strong suit for comping. They got a lot of great things figured out, but PropStream has that part figured out. So PropStream for the list, absolutely. And then for actually getting the deal done on a pre-foreclosure, door knocking for me that's the best way to get a seller to get under contract with you, is to actually go to the property and knock on the door and have a human conversation face to face. Lynn Davis is saying she's using Property Radar. That's also very good. I've heard a ton of good stuff on Property Radar, but I truly think you're good. You don't need to go get another software right now. Just PropStream is a phenomenal tool for pre-foreclosures.
Okay. How do you feel about Crexy?
I haven't used it.
Okay.
I haven't used it. Yeah. What have you found it in using it?
I used it
are
for
you-
multifamily,
Okay.
filtering out vacant homes. But I'm thinking pre-foreclosure is probably the quickest, fastest way. I just want to be efficient.
Yeah, Idea, really good point here too. Title companies. So, Ginger, what market are you working in?
Okay. Tampa, Florida.
Okay, so do this. Email Title Talk, TITLE at FNF.com.
Title Talk
at FNF.com. Okay. So a woman named Dina Jones is on the other end of that email. Okay. She's phenomenal. She will walk you into a relationship with a beautiful title company in Florida who will be happy to give you incredible data, because the only thing that you need to do in return is bring your deals to that title company.
Okay.
That's it.
Very good.
But she's happy to help you out. I've been honestly, we've been using Fidelity's data for nearly a decade. Our partnership with Fidelity is incredibly strong, and they're always super helpful to help us get more business and do more deals. So I recommend it.
Okay. I'll reach out to Dina. Thank you.
You got it. Great to see you again.
Bada bing, bada boom. Sorry,
Yeah,
I kind of took her off stage a little early, but
That's
bye,
all
Ginger.
good.
Okay.
He's just like, Bobby's just like, no buys.
Next up, John. John Gonzalez.
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
Hey, Jamil, what's up, man?
How are you, dude?
Good to see you, man. I missed you. I missed the call yesterday, the Astro call. Had some family activities, but it's cool that you're doing this now.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, man, it's cool on YouTube, and it's out. It's more. It's different because Wholesale Hotline all by itself, but here we are, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's only about 500 people watching, but no big deal.
I wanted to go a little bit into the this whole wholesaling thing where it's getting banned and stuff, like getting regulated.
Sure. Yep.
And I wanted to start pivoting. So I'm looking at actually doing the takedown method, like Jerry Norton calls it.
Yep.
But I'm seeing that probably one of the biggest hurdles, or the biggest hurdle, is the actual money, right? How to get the money to, because a lot of the deals that I'm getting are around 300,000 to 400,000. And the ARVs are like 6, 5 or 6 or 700. So it's a lot of money, right? And you mentioned something about the Gator lenders, so I'm wondering. I'm thinking about even joining it just to get in there and see what it's about. How would you take I've done about 7 wholesale deals, strictly assignments.
Yep.
I've done them with all Astro fam in Maryland and Virginia.
Awesome.
Sharon, Gosi. I was working with basically both of them. They're amazing.
They're amazing people. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm in New York, so they dispo out there for me. But so how would my question is, like, I have like a couple, like, I'm thinking like a few ways of getting the money. One would be the Gator method. The other one would be like family and friends that they've been wanting to invest in real estate, right? They just don't know how. And so those are like the 2 ways. Is there any other way that maybe to get the money to do the takedown method?
Yeah, you can use my transactional funding company, flipcashtoday.com, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you guys do that too?
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I have enough money, just saying, right? So I never want to take business away from a Gator. So my first ask of you is to try to give the business to a Gator family member. Now, if the dollar value is maybe too high for some Gators or whatnot, or you're having a hard time, then come to my transactional funding company. I'm happy to do the deal for you. We charge 1 point. That's it. Flipcashtoday.com. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
Flipcashtoday. Man, Jamil, the blue genie, the guy with the answers, bro. Like always.
Happy to help, bro. Happy to help. I'm the reality is, right, is that Pace, Jerry, and I have seen the writing on the wall for quite a while. And so each of us put together our own funds to do this, right? And so I'm happy to help, man. I'm you know, I want to see you succeed. And I do believe that the takedown method is going to be how the wholesale business will evolve over the next, you know, 5 to 10 years. I also want you to know that it's not going to be as scary as it might sound. Like, we want to be prepared for more markets than less to fall and to turn into, you know, markets where you're going to need to double close or use transactional funding and take it down. But I don't think it's going to be more than 5 markets overall, or, you know, 5 to 10 markets overall. And so I also feel like don't let fear infect your mind. If it's not, if you don't have regulations in your town right now, if it's not a conversation that's happening right now, don't let fear infect your mind. Fear is a virus, bro. You know, and it's going to stop you from doing things that you like. And it's like, for instance, you're doing deals in Virginia right now. There's no talk of any problems in Virginia. So why worry about it right now? You know, you've got access to my funds. You know that the transactional money is there. I can close in 3 days for you. So that's easy. So, you know, right now, what I would just do is just stay super focused. Stay super focused. If you start to hear chirping that it's going to happen in your neck of the woods, line up your deck. But right now, stay focused on doing deals. Don't let fear infect you, because fear is going to infect the weak. Fear is going to take the people out of the game because they're like, oh my God, wholesale is going to go away. I might as well just quit. Let them go. Let those ones go. It's okay. They don't need to be here. They weren't supposed to be entrepreneurs in the first place. Right? But you are. Right. So don't let fear get you. Keep pushing.
Oh man, all right, that's a great answer, man. Thank you. And to go off on that a little bit more on the takedown method, when doing comps for the takedown method, can we be a little bit higher because we're doing the takedown method?
No,
it has to be the same as a wholesale deal?
Or better.
Or better. Right?
Because now there's a risk, right? There's a risk in it. There's a risk in the fact that we're actually, you got to hold this house. So the number has to be good. So never use the fact that we're going to close the deal as a way to come in and pay more, because your transactional funding or your Gator or your PML is not going to want to put money into the deal if you're overpaying.
Okay. All right. Because I have this deal that's kind of confusing me, because it's like I can't find like comps for the actual way the house is, but this price per square foot, the comps are amazing. So I'm like confused of how to take this one down. It's an interesting one. It's out in Maryland.
Well, you have an address? I'll comp it right now.
Oh shit!
Can I share my screen, Bobby?
Do you see a button that says present?
Yeah. Can you see?
There you go.
Screen?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the address, dude?
2602 Wilton Court.
Spell it.
Wilton Court, CT.
This the one?
Yep.
Okay, so we got 2602 Wilton Court, Westminster, Maryland, 5-bed, 4-bath, 2-car garage, 3.4 acre lot, 3,388 square feet, 3-story home, built in 86. Okay, looking inside, this was last sold in 2013, so I believe these photos are from 2013, so there's no way that we can confirm the condition of the house is still like this, but this is a beautiful estate. I mean, look, they got a koi pond out here. This is one hell of a house. Gorgeous, gorgeous house. But I can imagine that it's probably going to need some extra work right now, right? So let's dive into the comps here.
I have I have pictures and everything. I walked it. It's a mess. They didn't take care of the beautiful koi pond and all of that. It's a mess, and it's on I think 3 acres, about 3 acres. Yeah, three and a half acres almost, and it's mostly all hills, so the acres don't really count for nothing. So that's the issues that are with the house. That's why I was like, at first glance, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool, this is nice. But then when I walked it, I'm like, oh, damn, this is all hills, and it's a disaster. They didn't take care of the house.
So just to say, this is going to be one of those deals that are going to be like pretty difficult to get a lender to come in and want to put money down on it. Here's a couple of reasons why. Okay, the price point is high, right? Which is going to be a big number. Second, there's not a lot of comps here. When you don't have a lot of comps, then there's not a lot of evidence that this is a deal, right? Because here's what I'm seeing. You've got these sales over here, right across the little water line over here. You've got the 775 for a 2,300 square footer. That looks good, right? But look at the size of this lot. It's 423,000 square feet. Yours is 148,000 square feet. This lot is like 4 times bigger, right? So this isn't a comp. And then, so if we look at this 815, okay, 815 here, you've got 2,700 square feet, also good, 1,900 built, which is not matching up, but it's on 1,000,000 square feet, right? Like, bro, this thing is on. It's like half of Maryland almost in terms of its size. So there's not a lot of evidence to prove value, right? And when you don't have evidence to prove value, what ends up happening is you're taking a guess. And when you're taking a guess, you're putting yourself at risk. You're putting the lender at risk. So in my opinion, that wouldn't be one where I would say this is one where you do a takedown method on this deal. There's not enough evidence to show that it's safe money.
Right. Because even if I was looking on Privy, I think it was Privy, and it said that the last time it sold, it was on the market for 400
days.
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
I was like, that's when I told that's when I spoke to the realtor and the seller. I was like, this means that there's that last time this was on the market, for some reason nobody wanted to pick it up, and it was in better condition. So I was trying to negotiate the price, but the guy has a mortgage on it, so I think the lowest they can go right now is like 380, 390. So I'm like, I don't know if I think I get some guys in there to clean up the bushes and real quick clean up the house. No, all right.
No, you're overpaying at that price, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And off the cuff, I was gonna tell you offer these guys like 275.
That was my first initial. Yeah. Okay.
Right. That's the number. That would if you were gonna say, hey Jamil, you want to fund a takedown deal, and if you came to me and you said, hey, I got this thing locked up at 275, and I looked at it, I'd be like, that's an interesting opportunity.
Okay.
340? No.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it a sub 2?
Could be a potential sub 2. Yeah. Would they be interested in letting in having somebody take over the mortgage?
They need to walk away with like 40K. That's what they need to walk away with to move out.
And you say they owe 340?
No, they owe they owe like 330. They bought the house at 370, 380, I think, something like that. Okay, when they bought it.
So they owe 330. So they really want like 380 for the house.
Right. Yeah. Because of all the costs, right, and everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think that wants and needs are two different things, right? And so they want 40 grand down. They want to walk with 40 grand. I don't think that's going to happen.
So is 40 grand too much to do a sub 2 deal?
It depends, right? Depends on how much, like what the rate is. Depends on what the exit strategy is going to be on it. There's so many more details. Now, on paper, 10% or less entry fee is actually pretty good. So if they owe 330 and somebody can get in with like 30 grand down, that's like 10% entry. So a sub 2, a person interested in creative finance would continue having that conversation with you to say, okay, well, what would my exit? Would I do midterm rental, long-term rental here? What's my play? What's my exit? How do I cash flow this thing? And so that could be an interesting conversation for you to have with some creative finance investors. But first, you need to find out is the seller willing to do that? Would they do a creative finance deal? And B, what's the interest rate? And if you can package that together and bring it to somebody in the sub 2 community, you might be able to find somebody that would want to do that with you.
Sounds cool.
Nice.
That's kind of exciting.
Yeah. It does, brother. Thank you for shouting that out there. I didn't even see. I can't see the comments because I'm looking at StreamYard, so I didn't. Thanks for pulling it up.
Yeah.
All right. So how do I reach out to like I'm only in Astro. I know a lot of people like
Oh,
do
bro,
the
there's
and stuff.
yeah, there's so many sub 2 people in Astro, and there's come to hotline here, and there's a couple hundred of them in the chat.
For real. I'm gonna
Yeah,
put my phone number in the chat.
Nisha over here, she's already saying I'm happy to help.
John, if you go watch Hotline on Pace's channel, you'll see his community's chat on YouTube. So open it up on multiple windows. It's simultaneously on Pace's channel, Jamil's channel. So you'll see like different opportunities in both channels, and you can partner up with people.
All right, cool. I appreciate that. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All righty. We got Reggie. We got Mr. Captain Swords.
Oh, Captain Save a Sword, what's up?
How you doing?
How you doing, bro?
Oh, not too bad. I wasn't sure if I was going to get on. I got out of work late tonight, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to actually make it on tonight.
Great to see you. Hey, what's up, little lady? Hi.
So, I mean, yeah, one question. I mean, I got a few questions because I kind of have a lot like going on. So I'm bouncing around a little bit. Not meaning to. It's just a lot of things are being thrown at me, or like people. I have some friends that I met locally that are in real estate, and like they've been asking me questions because they want to get into wholesaling too. So like I've been bouncing like all over the place. But
all good, dude.
But I guess my main focus. I've been coming across a lot of land.
Okay.
And like I made some relationships with some developers, and like my friends that live local to me, they're looking for land too because they want to do get into like the glamping a little bit and stuff like that. And like they were over my house the other day because I had a barbecue and we talked for like 3 hours just about different things. And like they want to partner on some stuff too. It's just I'm not the best at land. Like I just don't know what to look for or just like what's the best way to evaluate it because I come across it a lot and it's just, you know, I'm just kind of at a loss because it's not my normal expertise.
So where is the land?
Well, I mean, I my main market's Florida in Jacksonville.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a phone number right now. Get a pen.
Okay.
Okay. So my lovely co-host is straight out of Compton, Corianne Wright. She just so happens to be the go-between for a fund and a group that is doing a lot of land deals. And you can you can reach out to her at 720-799-7286.
Okay. Yeah,
all right. She'll help you out. And then and also there's a gentleman by the name of Isham Hipser. ISHAM. You'll find him in my friends list on my Facebook page. He's doing buku land deals out in Florida. Reach out to him as well. Super great dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great because I live up in Connecticut, and you know, my friends are local to Connecticut too. But so it's just like I'm trying to get a little bit better on that because, like I said, I mean, between my state and Florida, I have been coming across a lot of stuff. It's just I don't know like what to do with it all the time. Or like I tried to. A couple of the developers I have talked to or met, they try to kind of help me evaluate it, but they're busy doing their own stuff too. So it's just, you know, they can't always help me out. And
sure,
I know there's a lot of opportunities I've been passing up, and you know, I want to be able to help out my friends too and do some business with them also. So I want to get a little bit better at it.
Yeah. No, you know, I think like reaching out to Corianne would probably first that should be your first person. She's so helpful, dude. Like she's so like she'll teach you. She'll show you what you need to know. She's been in the Astro community for a long time. She's really, really good. She's really smart. That's why she's on Straight Outta Compton with me as my co-host. Like she's one of the goats, you know. So I would highly recommend. I've
only had a chance to talk to her a couple of times on and off from Astro calls, or even she did some stuff with Nathan before too. So
yeah, she's phenomenal, brother. But Isham is another really good prospect for you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Got it.
Good to see you, Swordsman.
Hey, what's your boy's name?
That's Maxim.
What's up, dude? How you doing, dude?
Good.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, you and your dad ever have sword fights?
Lightsabers.
Lightsabers. There you go. There you go.
He's not ready for swords yet.
You be careful with those things. Make sure you have your dad around before you touch them because they're dangerous.
Oh yeah, they're not allowed in here unless I'm in here.
Okay. All right. Take
See
care,
ya.
brother. Good to see you, man.
All right, Luke.
Oh shoot! What's up, Luke?
Hey Jamil, how are you doing? I think
Really
I'm frozen.
good. Your face is frozen, but I can hear your voice.
Interesting. Okay. I had a quick question about PadSplit.
Yeah, happy to help.
So I was talking with one of my buyers. He's actually become a pretty good friend, which is really cool. But he's got this deal that he was talking about. He's like, yeah, I got this. It's a residential home, but it's like 22 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms in a C area. And he was like, he's like trying to figure out like, how do I do this deal? Do I flip it? Like he does everything, like kind of thing. And I sent him some of your videos about PadSplit, and he was like, oh, this is super interesting. But he brought up there might be this, I'm trying to figure it out, but a law in Minnesota where you can't have more than 3 non-related
People in a house. Yeah.
Is there like a way around that? Are we just kind of dead in the water, or PadSplit?
So this is what I would do. So I have a connection there. Get your phone out. Get your pen out.
It's always out, Jamil.
I know. Okay, so reach out to Mandisa. Her number is 951-232-7787. Okay.
7787.
And call her tomorrow because she's in Atlanta and she's got a young baby. But reach out to her tomorrow and ask her if she if there's a way that PadSplit gets around those restrictions, because I think they do have a workaround. But I want to let her explain it to you.
Got it.
And I think it has something to do with the way that they do the it's not a rental agreement, it's a membership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like you're like in a club. And so it's they got, and I mean it's above board, it's legal. So I would reach out to her and find out if that applies in Minnesota, and if it does, get it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't think PadSplit's in Minnesota yet. I talked to him at Squad Up, like briefly. I asked if they were, because I just thought I really liked the business model and like turning some deals that aren't deals into deals. And this property he's going to get it on seller financing if he wants it. And so he could make it a really good deal if there's a way to do it.
Reach out, see what she says. There might be a reason why they didn't go into Minnesota. So that's something that you need to find out,
Because it's crazy cold.
Well, I don't think temperature was a limiting reason for them. I think like law and the way that they create their membership agreement, that had a lot more to do with it. But see what she's got to say.
Awesome. No, thank you. I'll give her a call tomorrow and see if we can piece a deal together. If not, then we know.
There you know. Yeah. Awesome, Luke. Great to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you. Hi, Bob.
Later, man.
Later. Hey, Bobbers, what time is that thing on Wednesday? Let me look at the calendar. So, because we've had that question like 30 times today.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, guys. And for those of you that are like, is this even going to be good? Like, because I don't know. Come check it out with me. Guys, it could suck. It could legit be the worst thing we've ever seen in our life, and we'll all laugh our butts off. But
it's 7 p.m. Eastern. Sorry,
7 Eastern. Yeah. 7 Eastern. That's 4 Pacific. Just come check it out, right? If it's cool, it's cool. If it's not, we'll laugh, right? So come hang out with me. Link is going to be in the chat one more time. Bobby, if you could put that one last time in the chat. What a fun wholesale hotline, dude. This was great.
Yeah, I miss it when it was always like this, where people come up and pop in. So it was fun to what's it called? Officiate. It's good to see you guys.
It's great to be here. Wholesale Hotline family, love you guys. Keep working hard. I'll see all of you who clicked on that link on Wednesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And if you didn't get the link, it's in my bio on IG. Later.
Cool.